My name's Simon Granary. I'm doing a project called SoundOfMind, where I plan to create an environment capable of creating musical soundscapes which change and evolve in real time depending on the user's mood, facial expressions and hand gestures. As the user's mood changes the music, so the music changes the user's mood, which creates a type of neural feedback loop. I'm doing a project which utilizes two different pieces of technology. One is the emotive headset, which is a EEG brainwave reader, and the other is the leap motion, which measures your hand movements and lets you control whatever you like. Then, using the data from both controllers, I will manipulate synthesizers, trigger loops, effects and transport controls, all in real time. Another major part of the project is the programming and building of a polyphonic synthesizer using Max MSP, which will be used for the sound source along with other third-party instruments. Looks something like this. It's fairly simple. It has 3 different types of oscillators, an FM voice, a noise, simple amp envelope, a 24 dB ladder filter, a very simple delay with filters on the feedback loop, a reverb, and then modulation. So I've got 2 envelopes here which are changeable, loopable, turn to LFOs, and you can choose to map any parameter within the synth. 2 LFOs with syncable and a compressor. And it creates some pretty interesting sounds. So to receive the algorithms from the emotive headset, I use a program called Mind Your OSCs, which takes the data and transmits it out as OSC packets, which is another form of control like MIDI. Then I've built this patch which receives those OSC packets and shows me here in a graph-like format, where I can see the engagement and boredom, and the excitement, long-term excitement, meditation, frustration. And over here I have the facial expressions: left wink, right wink, blink, clench, smile, laugh, smirk, eyebrows, etc. The data from the headset comes in here and is transferred to numbers, which, when the numbers change, will change the parameter knob, which is then sent out to MIDI messages, all the green. The MIDI messages are then pumped into Ableton to control different things within the live set. The algorithms that Emotive come up with detect your different mental states, as well as your facial expressions and mental commands. And so using this data, I'm able to map it to a number of different parameters and all sorts of things to create sounds and morph them and twist them and change them. The user's brainwaves will change the music, and in doing so will change the brainwaves and change the music. Through testing I found that this works. The problem is that it works a little bit too well. So for example, if I go for frustration, which is one of the parameters I can map, and I made the music all a little bit frustrated and tried to resemble the different mental states, then the user would just get more and more frustrated and get locked into that state. So the idea of this project is to create a musical piece, and it has to be musical. So I've had to go ahead and change things. Using the leap motion, I connect it to Master Effects mostly, which is allowing the user to have a bit of control over the sound with their hands to help them retain some level of control over their mind. Today's the first day of testing, so I'm going to get lots of different people in and try and get them to wear the headset and see what reactions they have, and see if I can change all the mapping and make it work as well as I can.
It really felt like it too, like it felt so cool. I have to be like thinking and doing something, but like at the same time I feel really calm. Like I do feel really calm. Like this whole time it's felt like amazing, really amazing.
So what did you think of the experience?
That was awesome.
Yeah?
No, it was seriously awesome.
How do you feel it reacts?
Pretty well. Awesome. Brain, pretty well. Like it surprised me really. Like there'd be like times where I didn't even realise I'd changed moods and that it picked it up before I had, sort of thing. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was really cool.
After testing a number of people while under the influence of the music, I decided I wanted to see how the music would react when the user was put into different situations, and if I could find different situations which would relate to the moods. This is all the same piece of music, and you can hear how it reacts differently. This has been such a challenging and interesting project. The technology from here can only get better, and it's going to become really interesting what happens next. Is brain-controlled music the way of the future? Stay tuned to Sound of Mind.